So, I'm wanting to start up a single player game. The game that I have going with Ryan, aka Noel, is taking a little bit of a turn because we've got a couple of our other friends to play the game as well. So we've been doing a 3-player, and then there's a 4-player of us that we're just kind of playing through, having fun with. So I was like, you know what? I need to start a live stream more or less as a VOD, where my goal is to have these be long form content on the channel, and then the goal, it's a big goal, is to condense it down into smaller chunks later along the line, using the footage from these live streams, these VODs. Yes, so let's go ahead into story. We're going to do a single player. I played a little bit. Explorer mode is a little bit too easy, so I'm going to put it on Classic. Classic is a pretty good mode for people who have played the game a little bit. I like to consider myself a little bit cunning, resourceful, and prepared. So I will be trying to do that. Again, my goal for this these live streams that will be coming up on the channel is to have them be edited down to a little bit easier to consume, a little bit more edited, way more edited, in comparison to just a live broadcast where it's getting all of the hms and the ha's and the thought processes. I highlight more on the story aspect of it. I have an idea for my character, and the people that I want to have in my party. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go, but the goal is to just basically roll with whatever happens. Of course, if like we get a party wipe or whatever, we're gonna restart it or whatever. So I'm gonna turn off the tutorials. I've got a good idea of what I'm doing. I am going to be playing as a possible conjurer, or you know what? I'm gonna make myself say either a rogue or possibly a shadow blade. I wanted a more melee character. The interesting thing with the shadow blades, you got a bit more of the magic thrown in there. The rogue is just more straight up damage. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more flair in there. So I'm gonna go with the shadow blade. And I am ingenious and I'm thrifty, which we go over to the talents. We can look at that. Ingenious means bonus crit chance, an extra crit multiplier, and thrifty just means more to barter. Gorilla sounds pretty good. I think to start off with, that'll be fine. My tags will be that, I typically go with the scholar on like a lot of my characters, so I want to mix it up a little bit. Mystic sounds interesting. I'm gonna go with Jester. I'd like to think my guy's kind of a witty kind of guy, you know, you have finger guns, kind of a funny guy. And let's also make him an outlaw, because he's light on his foot. Got friends in low places and enemies to match. don't quite have a backstory for him yet. Haven't quite got that far. So the Shadow Blade. Let's go back to the preset. Let's look at the skills. We can choose what skills that we start off with. Backlash is a pretty good one that allows you to jump behind enemies or jump over them and to be able to backstab them for a bunch of damage at a fairly low cost, only one action point. It's a good way to be able to move into the fight and or be able to move out of a fight if you can eliminate a character. Chameleon Cloak, being able to turn invisible, pretty nice. It has a 6-turn cooldown. You can see that on the bottom right next to where it says Polymorph. The Backlash has a 3-turn cooldown. Chicken Claw takes 6, which is kind of interesting. You know, the more and more I'm kind of seeing this, I'm thinking about just going down a rogue path. Like, looking at the skills again, I'm like, man, it's just all so good. I think I will be changing that. Let me go back to my build preset, change it to rogue. The build presets that you choose down here do make a difference. One big difference is what your source power is. Like if I were to do ranger, it's different than the rogue, it's different than the wizard, it's different than the fighter. So my skills, yeah, these are fine. Be able to learn those later. Pointing to sneaking, that's fine. Bartering is automatic because of thrifty. I'll keep sneaking as 1. Combat, I've got 1 into scoundrel and 1 into dual wield. I think that is probably best. I'm going to be dual wielding knives. Scoundrel to be able to do that. To be able to do the skills required. And yeah. Civil abilities have sneaking attributes. So finesse has to do with finesse based attacks. The higher that is, the more damage you will do. Constitution is just your health. You're not really doing too much with magic damage. It's almost purely physical. We may dip it a little bit into intelligence, but otherwise probably a bit of memory, but a lot of finesse. Wits probably also to increase crit chance and initiative. Those are always nice. Yes, I believe that is it. Nothing into persuasion, which is a little bad. I think maybe I will put 1 in the persuasion. Persuasion is pretty important, especially when a game like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not exactly Dungeons and Dragons. There's a lot of talking, and if you aren't able to talk very well, that's kind of a problem. Alright, presets. The pawn, that one's pretty good. Being able to get a free movement, or 1 action point worth of movement each turn is very important for mobility. We're going to stick with the Jester and also the Outlaw. The idea is I'm going to go with the Bansuri. It's a cool sounding flute-like instrument. The face. Let's zoom in and see our beautiful face. Kind of want to go with a younger looking face. Maybe? That one looks fine. 14 looks fine. We're going to give it a little bit of a scruff because I have quite a bit of scruff. Maybe not as full of beard as mine, but this goes a little something. Sure, we'll give him that. Hairstyle. That's kind of what my hair does currently. It's kind of cool. Right? Boy, geez. There's a lot of options. Okay. Sable, maybe kind of tan looking. Copper. Give it purple. Forgot that was an option. Let's just go with plowman and then voice.
Nice try.
Let's just go with the adventure. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go with the barbarian outlaw as opposed to the jester and outlaw. The backstory for Jedidiah Beckett, while I'm renaming him, is that... Oh, whoops. Oh, did it again. I gotta go up one more. Jedidiah Beckett was a thief in the town that he grew up in, and he lived a quite precarious life. And learned how to fight from a fairly young age, sadly. Due to forced circumstances, he had to live a life of petty crime, which he was not proud of. One day it went a little bit too far, he went after a target a little bit too big, and got caught. And had to use his source ability. Well, this got the attention of the magistrates, and they promptly captured him and put a source collar on him, and have put him on a ship to Fort Joy. Oh, did not mean to press that. Promptly on a ship to Fort Joy. And let's watch the intro cutscene.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
Oh yeah. I always like that intro. It's very cool. I like the art style that they went with.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
So it wasn't a dream after all.
So we're just gonna get up from the table here. There. Can move objects out of the way to open up our door.
An animal sty. food.
Door. That. There's a letter on the table. Orders from the guard, Stewart. Important. To my attention again, several of you have been bypassing the cargo hold security measures by sliding boxes onto the pressure plates. This will not do. A little tip if you need to get past that. We're just gonna move this box on there. Pocket knife. We will equip that. Oil on again.
Come here. Hey! Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think.
He's not answering my questions. Okay, I am carefully. Why is he in the cage in the first place?
Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here.
There's clearly a reason. I mean, we're all people that have source. I ain't getting involved in this.
But we're all in the same boat here, so to speak. I'll await your return.
Okay. Alright. There's a guard sleeping down here.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
I'll whisper to him, try not to wake him.
Is my shift over? You here to relieve me? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
Oh boy. I'm gonna try to convince him. Laugh and tell him one of the guards in the upper deck fell overboard. He should check it out. Persuasion success. Let's go.
Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Was it Rick's? I bet it was Rick's.
So because we had a high enough finesse, and that we put that point into persuasion in the character creation at the beginning, I was able to succeed that.
Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs.
I don't have any. I don't have either of these. He wouldn't dare cross me. Oh, I needed 2 persuasion for that.
If it's all the same, I think it's best he comes with me. Some offense intended. You hear that, Emoire? We're taking a walk.
Take the prisoner with him. Okay, well, I guess he's getting let out.
Keep your hands where I can see them.
Oh.
Hurry it up, sorcerer. We haven't got all day.
Oh boy.
That's my problem solved. A dead Magister. Somebody will have to take the blame for this.
Oh boy.
And it won't be me.
Oh, and he kicked me. Okay. Alright. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use our backlash. Crit. Let's go. then we're going to let's do the encourage. We're gonna encourage ourselves. We landed a hit. We'll land another one, and we're going to do adrenaline. 2 more points. Then backside. Yeah, got that knife. That instant bonus to damage. Oh, I got 2 more. Let's go. Oh, kicked me right in the face. Oh, it kicked me again with the same move. Alright, well, he's basically dead. Poke him. Yeah. That's what you get. Turning on me. He didn't even have any loot on him. Alright. Poor guard.
So much for a peaceful stroll.
A laboratory key. Oh, a lockpick. Good. Use the laboratory key on it. Good. Ooh, it is. These empty potion bottles, we can refill them later.
Empty.
It's empty. What earth are they studying? Pick that up. We can lie in the bed. We can group some of our health. There we go. Topped off on health. Use this candle to ignite that fire, or ignite the poison to create fire. Oh, now I'm burning. I will sleep off the burn. There we go. Pick it up. We'll keep a candle with us in case it gets dark.
The most elegant solution, was it?
A deck of cards. Yeah, I'll grab those. So we get bored later. Have something to play with, I guess. Something to shuffle. Just a lever. There we go.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Alright. Here's the ladder. A bunch of stuff over here. We're just gonna do this. The mortar and pestle we can use for crafting later. We have 2 long presumed sources of virtuous part of civil society, yet we need to look no further into the past than the source king's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. One day another order must follow in the source hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. The new model of source cause provided by Veridaman is proving most effective. Oh, I can combine things here. Well, I'm not going to worry about crafting right now. Drill the skull, that's a crafting material.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
I look around wearily, wonder what damnable dungeon you end up in this time.
Dungeon? You have the gall to call my laboratory a dungeon? I'd be quite annoyed with you if you didn't look so honestly perplexed.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
A cure to Source for good.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Fine. I ain't gonna tell her about that. About the guy down there that died.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Oh, fine. Don't talk to me.
Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Always does? That thing happen often around
You
here.
surprised? You're one of them. You know what sorcerers are capable of? Whoever did this found a way around their collar and killed a man.
Oh.
Small ones this time, thank the gods. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna go in and talk to Magister Waters, who's on the other side of the door. Okay.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Protection. You mean like captor?
Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source.
Okay.
We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
Oh boy.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
I haven't quite mastered that
I
one
thought
yet.
as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
I ain't no snitch.
A man of principle. I get it. Wonder how you'll feel when whoever did this does it again. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
Living my life on the streets. Don't snitch on people. You turn very ugly. Back roll. Very useful. Very useful. Be able to rest out in the travels.
Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Okay.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
I'll ask if I may join her.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
Oh.
Don't
Whose
worry,
fate?
honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
I'm gonna take my leave.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Well, whatever you say.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer and prepare myself for a fight, just in case.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Why does the guard there think you're the killer?
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago.
Oh.
Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing.
Okay.
Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Oh.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
I'm not too worried about it. Did you end up killing the guy?
No.
Alright.
The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Ah. You know anything about Fort Joy?
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Well, when we get to Fort Joy, the main goal is to try to survive.
Not interested in the son of the divine himself. I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Well, my name is Jedidiah.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
All right.
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
What am I hearing?
Ship, of course.
Okay.
A wave
listen.
of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else like a sick old man.
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close.
Okay, what am I supposed to be listening
You've
for?
got ears on your head, haven't you? Do you need me to show you how to use them?
Alright, alright.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
Okay.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Yeah. Good news. I'll nod my head and just like, what's that supposed to mean?
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Sure. Okay.
Burn my beard. That means if we'd been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Very, exact.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Why are you excited about Fort Joy? It's not a... doesn't sound very good.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
If he's got an escape plan, I went in.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Never thought
He's,
you'd end up a prison guard.
He's planning.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben-Nest.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
Oh.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Who's
The
it
young
supposed
woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the excited children.
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
I will say true enough. Shake her hand. Losa, I presume?
You presume right.
You heard about what about that murder?
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Okay. Yeah, we should watch out for each other.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it.
Ha.
You take care, though.
Suddenly, her
Funny.
eyes cloud to an unnatural black.
Oh.
Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Yeah, we're just gonna address that later.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
Okay.
He reaches out and takes your hand, turning it this way and that, examining it from every angle. Finally, he pinches your skin, gently tugging at it.
Oh, all right.
Fascinating. He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What are you doing?
I am reading. Is this not evident?
No, yes.
My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you. Perhaps my eyes not on the page. Damnable things.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
Okay.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really.
Yeah, I was talking about why you would touch me like that.
Oh, I see. I crossed a cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my apologies, human. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans.
Oh,
they laid their hands on me more than once.
What's the book about?
I do not believe I've been drawn anywhere. It is a quaint little read, but it has its faults. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Well, there's a divine order. There's Lucian and his son Alexander.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods.
Oh.
This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
There's just some stuff that we just don't know about.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Okay, alright, I'll leave you be.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Another pocket knife.
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
He's very adamant about finding this guy out. Ooh, a restoration scroll. poster. Learn some recipes. Throw some gold in it. Tomato.
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Well, I've been in worse spots.
Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's God-woken, you know.
Oh.
You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Alright, well, before I do that, coming up nothing for Waters over here. I will let her know.
So, anything interesting for me? Right.
I don't think I'm gonna learn anything.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their...
So you admit it, then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Yeah. What do you mean by others' lives must end?
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Oh, it's that easy, huh?
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh boy.
What's happened?
That's not good. She has fully escaped. Okay. I'm gonna grab all of those. Oh, I'm talking to this guy. He had a key on him. Oh. He died too. Everybody's been knocked out. Oh. Same chance. That guy died right away. Back here. Oh, they died too. Nice. good. Stained pants. Get some new pants. Better pants. Oh, Waters is dead too. Curl and Chuff. What? Oh, that was the name of the book. Oh, okay, that's the name of the poetry book. Oh, she's still alive.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Okay. Oh, what's this? An ancient book. The source king insists there are no magics too foul, even those that would block or even remove the source within an individual. I delight in his madness, and his invitation to manipulate all which we once believed immutable. He provides all manner of experimental subjects. Text me lists a series of hexes and materials required for muting the source. Some of the subjects are circled in black ink and annotated as follows: helm, collar, mask. I'm gonna take that book. Might be useful. Looks like Fane is gone. Move the water barrel on top of the fire to take it out.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick.
There's a hatchet.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
Well, that's good then.
Great gods. Something's pounding on my hull.
Oh boy. Quick look around. I feel like inside the ship maybe isn't the safest spot.
That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
What's this note say? Death fog barrels. Anyone starts flying around in there? It lights out. Oh boy. Hello, Fane?
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
That's the same book.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
Talking about the book.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to.
That's it. The elf. He's the elf that was reading the book.
I was no more an elf than you are those rags you're wearing. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene.
Oh.
Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
That seems quite sensible.
Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
Well, he's already dead, so if that makes sense. Okay. Well, it's about time to get out of here. The ship goes under. That way. A door over here. And a dog. It's also locked. Oh wait, I have lockpicks. Actually, let's pick the lock. Unlocked. Open the door.
Thank the gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
I'll tug at the collar and be like, I certainly didn't do this.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny. Then the mutiny ends here.
Oh, okay. First, we encourage ourselves. We gotta get up this boat and wait. Let's be a speedy boy. Back. Took off all his armor with that. Ooh, got him. Oh, he's in range. I blocked most of it. Oh, I didn't block any of that. Basically dead. There we go. Got it. I missed one of them. No, I think I got a second attack in there. Bound tome. Never realized order. Source King is dead. Got that. That might be important. A second one. Sorcerer monarchs perform great deeds across the lands. Have to read that later. Read that one later too. There's our entrance roll. of them. They were of no help. Gotta get out of here. Oh, we got attacked by the tentacle. Alright. We gotta get out of here. Well. Backstab on him. That's all I could have done. I should have stayed. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh. Not good.
That means there's still a chance. Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
You yell at Bella, coward.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. Wait, void broken. Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Beardless bugs.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph salute.
Woken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Make a pretty good team.
I hear something. It's not Harry. It's Magister Sub
is about to burst.
The one who put on this damn collar. Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister C1's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. C1 clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours.
Oh boy.
Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder.
Oh boy, this is the last time we gotta get out of here.
Struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
Oh. Had I leave like 30 seconds before?
It's ripping the ship apart. This is it.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
We survived by some divine divinity, divine intervention.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive. I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King. This statue must be 1,000 years old. I wonder how much longer it will last. This won't be of any use.
Oh, it's one of the little boys.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Don't worry.
Why?
You trust me. Gotta trust your own.
I guess. Well, the people who put me here are human, and the people who took my parents away are human too. Or do you mean because I'm a... Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
Well, I must be, or I wouldn't be here.
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard. He lifts his mirror up to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong, or crazy.
Why are you
No
not
one
by
cares
yourself?
where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway.
Well, it's not safe out here. The boat I was on just got attacked, not far
But you
shore.
didn't die.
Well, by skin of my teeth, I didn't. Where should we find someplace safer
There
to go?
isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean.
Oh,
You'll see.
all right.
Void One. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore.
Oh, it sure likes to move back and forth quite a bit. Come on, move up a little bit. Oh, it's still sound. Oh. So I get to go first. Level up. Cool.
I know you.
Oh boy. It knows me.
bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
Look, it's the lizard that was on the ship. I didn't talk to him on the ship.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
I don't want to add him to the party. I'm just gonna go. Just gonna leave. He's a very interesting character, but I don't want him in this playthrough. I've got other characters that I want to play with.
A black cat. I like cats, but I wouldn't eat a whole one.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear, and it shakes its head, confused.
Well, the cat's gonna follow me.
I've spotted something. I don't have the right tool for digging.
Right, I need to get a shovel for that.
Where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
Well, I'm surprised to find you here, too.
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Anything valuable there?
Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face.
Okay.
A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull.
As most are.
I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body.
Okay.
I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
I've never seen a skull carved like that.
Carved? Please. You hardly think I am one of your breed, do you? You have never seen anything like it because you have never met anyone like me. Simply put, I am an eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathies.
An eternal?
Indeed. No one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather absent. At least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
An eternal? What is that? Is that some sort of cult?
A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice.
Oh, alright.
We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again.
Why have they disappeared or
Well,
vanished?
that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time.
Okay.
Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track.
Oh, he's way older than that.
I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate.
Are they in some other realm?
Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm, or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory. Regardless, they are not here, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them.
Sounds like you need a companion.
I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
Well, works out worth both.
Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours?
Oh, wizard is perfect.
I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see.
That's
Splendid.
Then.
Very well. Let's be off.
Alright. Have the thing as part of the group now. Let's quick check over Fane's character. He's a level 2 currently. 3 points into intelligence and into constitution. Nice. Combat. He is Geomancer and Pyrokinetic. Ooh, fun. He has 2 into Lore Master. Very, very important. Far out, man. Nice. Tags. He has the Mystic and the Scholar. He is a human undead. Interesting. Scholar and a Mystic. You woke up and your world was gone, the last of your kind. You had been a charmed mat, searching for the truth about a history that no one knew existed. Let's check out his inventory. So, his fireball scroll. Nothing in his backpack. Okay. Fane's notebook. Let's read it. Meticulous notes observing the traits and habits of the mortal races. It details foods they eat, clothes they wear, and their speech patterns. It also includes some rather confused diagrams of their eating habits. Okay. How would the book survive? Ocean in the Black Rain. Very interesting. Okay. We'll organize the inventory off stream. That's not important stuff, really. His equipment. What does he have? He has a tattered cowl, and a shirt, and wraps. He's got some boots. He's got 2 improvised wands.
I need to dig here.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
Oh.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Gold would buy more than torture.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Oh, she said to herself.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste.
What?
Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Harsh measures.
These creatures are so prone to violence, naturally the weaker specimens suffer.
What was that magic that she used? Wow. Okay. I don't think those anymore. Wow. That's a Fort Joy.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, goes the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic. Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
I tried making a run for the boat after Magister was away and didn't make it. But I didn't make it either. It was really blurry.
I saw you fall. We all did. Thought you were done for. When we get out of this place, I owe you a pint. So you managed to swim to safety, is that it? What about when you were in the water? Didn't hear anything unusual, did you?
Oh yes, there was a strange voice. Seemed to want me to survive.
I heard the same thing.
Oh?
Do you know what this means? It means I'm not the only
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid.
Oh?
She is stock still, waxy skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Just gonna leave her be.
Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
We're discussing about the shipwreck?
Oh, yeah. It was a shipwreck, all right. Not much more to say about it, I guess. Papa Joris used to tell me, Losa, he'd say, Losa, you ever find yourself in a sinking ship, follow the rats. They'll find you a way out. Applies to a lot of situations, actually. Vermin tend to know what's what.
Well, what happened a little bit ago?
Oh, it's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit hospitable.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
Okay. Then who or what were you hosting just a few moments ago?
Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre, but I wouldn't bet money on it.
Seems very casual about it.
So, how are you enjoying the joy?
Well, it'd be a bit more enjoyable if I had someone to get to lay the land with.
Yeah? I was just thinking the same sort of thing. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that.
Not too sure about your companion, though.
Who said anything about otherworldly? Demons and brain ghosts are just as mundane as you or I. Mostly you. So, want to go together?
Alright, sure.
It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be?
An enchanter would suit the party
Sounds
well.
fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah?
Settles it.
Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way.
That would be a great idea.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or brisket, toast the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others.
She also has points into intelligence and
You keep his
constitution.
name out of your mouth, you filthy cunt chewer.
She has aerothergy, to do with lightning and stuff like that, and hydrophist, which deals some with lightning, water, and healing. She's got one in the bartering, and also 2 into lore master. Also has the far out man and thrifty. She's a mystic and also a jester. You're a musician, performer, star, and host to all manner of disembodied visitors. That one dark voice that silence them all and aims to claim your body for itself.
I find any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or brisket, toast the
She
same.
has a staff.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth. John.
You even try to talk to me.
there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Why
It's
do you
just,
want to know?
I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
Not
Oh,
interested.
noble. But after the Magisters take you all, your nobility will have been for nothing. Good luck with your friends, though. Enjoy your last days in good company, won't you?
She's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
There's one last party member I want to add to the group.
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Hey, glad to see he's made away from the wreck.
Oh, that. That won't be my first or last roll on a lost boat. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the high seas is rewarded tenfold in the hall, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together, before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something.
Put a little elbows.
Yeah. Go on then. Why don't you give it a shot?
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank promptly crumbles to pieces in your hand.
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I loosened her up.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble.
You're welcome.
I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
Plan B? You're planning an escape?
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye. Was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment.
Driftwood. There was a thing I was reading about Driftwood. If you're wanting to get out, I want in.
Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you.
Sounds fine to me.
That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast.
I like your name.
Thank you kindly. I earned it myself.
How did you get captured by the
I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be?
Battle mage sounds good to me.
Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted. Onward then. I've got to get out of here, and soon. And I suppose you do too.
That's the party composition that I want to go with. We can change the formation of our party members. Use positions at the start of combat. just go with a line. I think a line would be best. Actually, let's go with something kind of like that, like what I had. Or maybe even just back a little ways would be fine. Yeah, that works. And actually, what I will do, information, swap it. Yeah, there we go.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't do anything reasonable. Better even to puke yourself to death than get purged.
Alright.
When another divine arises,
Will source change back?
Get back up here.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth.
Let's level up real quick. Or actually, I want to look at
Have
these.
you cud?
So level 2,
Disgusting. Just like all your
it points into strength and intelligence and constitution,
Disgusting like
arrow surgery, and warfare. 2 into warfare. Wow.
Will you quit dragging this on? Plain that hard, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
Civil abilities.
I will not.
2 into persuasion. Wow. Talents. Sturdy. Comeback kid. 100%. Beast, your failed rebellion against the queen nearly destroyed you, so you begin a new life on the high seas. Now your old enemy is back. If you don't stop her, no one will. No more barbarian.
Your grift teaches you to bully others.
Cool. Let's check out his equipment. He has a sharpstone with one-handed axe.
Disgusting. Just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft.
Maybe
Disgusting
he'll
like
dual
threats.
wield. I'll give him a shield here at some point.
Right, God. Will you quit dragging this on? Plain that hard, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. A low, resonant vibration hums somewhere deep within you. Your knees buckle. The hum grows louder. The world tilts.
shrine by the looks of it.
And the waypoint. Alright. I also need to level up. So we're gonna go put a point into wits and finesse. And then let's put point into dual wielding. And then civil abilities are to increase our persuasion.
Red or brisket, toes the same.
I feel like this is a good spot to save. It's also getting late. I'm gonna end this stream.
You keep his name out of your mouth.
And this would just be part 1. We made it into the fort, and
Disgusting.
we've got a party composition made. We got a tank, we got a rogue, we got 2 wizards, essentially 2 wizards, and we can always respect later. But I feel like we've got a good bit of everything, and yeah, so we can respect later if we want to. Jedidiah Beckett. Alright.
Come on then, Lexi. Hey up.